Hi, Laura. How are you today?
Yeah, really great. Thanks, Sam.
Thanks so much. It's nice to be here, and I'm really looking forward to just exploring together with you more about the coaching journey that we've had. And if you can maybe share, what was really important for you, why you invested in coaching.
Absolutely. So I'm a founder. I've been on a founder journey for the last, 6 years. And I think, the time when I engaged with you and engaged with coaching was just the right time for me, in my business journey, but also my personal experiences. And I kind of had obviously sort of come across coaching through the line of work that I do, which is health and wellbeing programs for corporates. We're all doctors and clinicians, so it's different, right? Coaching is quite different, but it's just a different way of supporting ourselves to thrive. And I'd also been advised maybe to seek some coaching by our directors in our business. And it just felt like the stars aligned when I met you and when we decided that we'd go on a coaching journey together. It felt like also, when I say the right opportunity, the right time, it was more, I was in a quite strong growth phase of the business, looking at expanding it, thinking about how I grow my team and how I do that in a sustainable way that supports both me and the people around me. And that's what I found is so valuable about the coaching that we do together, is that it really helps me not only think about me and how I'm able to sustain myself, but also the people around me.
Yeah, yeah. So, yeah, I love that you named how the coaching is not just for you. It's about making you a better founder. It's about how you show up and how you lead, your team. And, you've got a vast team, both near and far. And so, anything else you want to name about what's really helped with the coaching as you've been expanding your business?
Yeah, I think it's invited me to consider like different styles and also like give me that permission to explore different mindsets, which, I'm very ambitious and growing my business in a way that feels right to me at the moment, but has got periods of acceleration and deceleration, and it requires me to think um, quite clearly about how I'm leading, how I'm developing my leadership skills, and also being challenged in those leadership skills because it can feel quite overwhelming as a founder. And to try and stay on top of that and stay alert to that, that's been a really important part of the coaching, to offer me different tools and techniques and styles and sort of thinking models to help me apply those in different situations which are challenging.
Yeah. So maybe you can share with somebody listening to this, if there's a specific tool or insight that a resource maybe that you get out of the coaching that's been really helpful.
Yes, well, it is all helpful, but I found specific things really effective for me, and that this could be totally personal. It might not be applicable to everyone, but when we do visualization techniques, that has really helped me to see beyond and see that how am I going to get there? How am I going to grow into that space? And what is required to do that, and what are sort of the barriers that I might need to overcome. I also find that using mindfulness techniques are, really really good for me. I don't often have that space in my week, but I am trying to be more intentional now. And I think that's certainly through the learnings that we've done together. But I find those two techniques are really very grounding, but also exciting. So I can see how the future might look, and I can really lay down, what are the techniques or what are the things I need to do to be able to get there.
Mhm. I like that you've named that. I like to think of it in more of a business way, that it's time to strategize together. It's the thinking time, because when we're so busy and pressurized in our everyday week and so much stuff's going on, we don't have time to just stop and pause and strategize around the future. and it can make a big difference in our decision making and where we're going.
Definitely. I mean, it's certainly been very strategic for me. It's um, important. It's an important time for me every week to take back those learnings to how we're growing the business.
Yeah. So, one more thing I wanted to ask is what's been hard or challenging about the coaching?
I was thinking about this. So one thing that is hard and possibly challenging is giving yourself permission to carve out the time. There's so many times when you think, oh, do I have time for this? I'm so overwhelmed by, this and everything that's on my to-do list and this new client and, trying to sort of, I guess, do the in the moment stuff. But then you realize that when you do the coaching, that, it is a non-negotiable in terms of certainly my calendar. It's the most brilliant investment of my time because it gives you the space and the clarity and the opportunity to look beyond the here and now. So it has been a challenge to sort of get it in my agenda and make sure I stay committed and attentive towards it. It's also challenging because it makes you think about areas for your own development, which you could easily just sort of brush these things off, but it actually gives you the opportunity to think deeper. How could I have done that differently, or what would the outcome have been had I attempted this in a slightly different way? So it's sort of challenging in a productive way too, but you've got to be willing to sort of, you know, let yourself into that, and that can feel quite difficult, but always worthwhile.
Absolutely. So I really want to acknowledge you for your courage and for your consistency in showing up time and time again. And we've experimented along the way. Yeah. Anything else you want to share before we finish?
I think it's been quite a journey and experience for me. I think it's been, a couple of years of this, and I kind of believe the coaching's taken me to quite a different place than perhaps I would have been without it. So, yeah, I'm really happy I chose to go down this route for sure.
Yeah. Wonderful. So thank you so much, Laura. And yeah, thank you for everybody that's listening.